Hey, guys, it is your girl, Juanita Coley, the contact center whisperer. I feel like I always need a little thing, like a little bell, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, I am here at the 59CX Summit all the way in Portugal. I feel international, baby. Okay. Anyway, I am here with Nick Delis of 59. We are doing 5 in 5. So, Nick, you ready for your interview?
I'm ready.
All right, I'm super excited. We're gonna do 5 in 5 minutes. Okay, you think we can
I
beat the
have a lot
clock?
of energy, but you just took my energy level to the next level.
We got to beat the clock. Okay, we
All
got to
right,
beat the
done.
clock.
So we're
Okay,
gonna do it at 4.5.
4 and a half.
Go
Okay,
ahead.
so let's go. Nick, tell me more about your role and your title here at 59.
So I am the Senior Vice President of International and Strategic Sales. I really run the whole world except for the U.S. When it comes to our strategy and how we're going to the market from a sales perspective. And I'm really lucky to work with great professionals like Chris Silver, who runs my strategic group, who you're going to be talking with a little later today, I think.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and you're going to hear some great strategy around that. But I've been blessed to have a great organization in EMEA and Latin America as well as Canada as we've been growing that, and then we've been going up market pretty significantly in that strategic org. So really great stuff happening.
All right, I'm excited to see what y'all got for global. Okay, so all right, next question, 5 and 5. Let's talk about culture a little bit. Being an international leader, what comes to mind when we think about being well-rounded?
That's a really really good question. So I will tell you, my family is European, so we're from Greece, and we were Greek immigrants into the United States, into California, and I tell you, if there's one thing that is important to me, it is culture. 59 exemplifies one of the best companies when it comes to culture and how we treat our people and how we treat our customers, and then also how we treat everybody around us too. We're a giving organization, and culture to me is everything because you can have work all day long and make a lot of money, but if you don't have a good environment to work and good people around you, it just makes you just like everybody else.
Wait, so tell me, what do you think are the top three must-haves when building an international sales team?
First of all, culture, like you just said, great people, great people, and of course, a great company to back you up with the product and the solutions
Yeah,
all
great
behind it.
product.
Yeah, absolutely. So on the people side of things, I feel that it's really important to have localized groups of people. So if you look at how we went to market, it wasn't everywhere all at once. It
Mm.
was look at specific beachheads and put, a team of people, cross functional in an area, grow the area, support outside areas, test other markets that are good for us, and then go into them strategically rather than spend a lot of money and not have the great results because you don't have the best support. But I think that's very important. So people is the number one, piece to making it happen. The culture around that all is, if they don't understand the selling strategy, because everywhere you go, it's a little bit different.
It's
So
different, yeah.
yeah, so as you know, I've been living in Spain for the last year, off and on for 2 to 3 weeks a month, and really trying to grow our international footprint. And part of that is if you go to do business in Spain, most of the time you spend, you go to lunch. Lunch is not an hour. Lunch is like 4 hours.
I
But
know. Talk
right,
about dinner the other night. I was like, this is a thing.
right,
It was like a 4 hour dinner.
right. But that's the way things are done. And you have to understand that business is not taken care of at the start of the meal. It's taken care of towards the end, or maybe the next day, or maybe a week after. But it's just part of the cultural way of doing business. And you have to adapt to it. And that is just one good example of that. And of course, having a great company behind you,
Yeah.
like 59, we were very lucky to have such a stellar growth, being very well recognized in the stock market as well as through the analysts and everything. So really, really great to have
I
that.
love that. So people, company, product, and culture when
Okay.
you're building that international team. Okay, so last and final question. Okay, so you recently, we're gonna get a little bit more personal. You recently lost a lot of weight, right? I did as well,
You
and I
did?
know I evolved as a person and how I showed up in market and all those different things. Tell me, on your personal journey to losing a lot of weight, how do you think that transformed you as a leader, or did just tell me about that?
It honestly did. It really did. It did a lot of things for me too, because the one thing is, and I think you've seen it 100 times, which is no excuses, right? You can't make excuses for anything you do. That's the number one thing. So it taught me one thing, which is I used to make excuses for everything. Oh, I can't do
Mm.
right now. Oh, I'm not feeling well. Oh, whatever it happens to be. So you just learn to be a more responsible human being to do that. It motivated me in a lot of different ways because I knew I could do it. How fast I did it was just a really ridiculous thing.
Yeah.
It was like right now, I'd say between 160 and 170 pounds down. It's ridiculous. It's
The buck
ridiculous.
60.
It's like a person. It's a human being.
Yes.
It's a human being. But part of that brings that great level of energy that comes with it. So I sleep, a good amount of time, but not, I don't need 8 to 12 hours of sleep. I sleep 4 hours and I'm supercharged. If I sleep 6, it feels like I had a month off. So, but it gives you that energy and then you pass it on to others. So it makes it gives you that motivation. So really it's been pretty incredible. And I will tell you one thing, and not that I'd say that this is an official thing or something but I felt like, discrimination is so different in different ways. But when you are over, we talked about this before, but when you're overweight, people look at you different.
Yeah.
They don't put you in front of the crowd. They don't make you the spokesperson because there's an image that you have to uphold.
Yeah.
And part of that has, brought me into a different light, even for myself. It makes me feel more comfortable. Now I don't mind going to the beach and taking my shirt off. I might not be the best looking guy in the world, but it gives me that confidence. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And the other thing is when Chris Silver was looking for a belt the other day, I wanted to loan him mine. He wouldn't take it though. But honestly, he knew that we were about the same size. Okay, not even close, but I just wanted to make sure that we threw that out there so it's publicized.
So when I interview Chris, we're going to see if he can wear your belt. Okay.
I think so. I will take it off right now and hand it to him in the middle of the interview.
Okay.
All right.
Well, that is our 5 in 5. I hope that this was insightful and that you gained something from it. I love your story about the losing weight and how it transformed you as a leader from a no excuses perspective, right? Like no excuses, get the job done, and the amount of time that you were able to get it done in. I think that was transformative and very impactful. So I hope that this was impactful to you. Make sure you follow us for more interviews and more insights on the 596 Summit. See you guys soon. Bye.
You're a rock star, Juanita.